Player efficiency rating, Michael Jordan's player efficiency rating is 28.6. LeBron James is 28.3. Their box score plus minus, Michael Jordan is 11.1. LeBron James is 10.2. Usage rate, Michael Jordan is 35%, 36% when you round up. LeBron James is 32%. That's one. Value over replacement. Michael Jordan is 24.7. LeBron James, 25. LeBron James is 31. And value over replacement, meaning what are you getting once that person's been replaced? LeBron James' value over replacement is higher, but not significant. We're not talking about significant numbers higher. And then you start talking about true shooting percentage. Michael Jordan is 56.8. LeBron James is 57.9. Yeah. So what the reason we're comparing and contrasting today for you Jordan favors or you LeBron favors is for this reason and this reason only. I've only talked about their effect on their teams in the games, and that's the reason why they're compared. It's the reason why I personally like LeBron more, but that doesn't diminish Michael Jordan. That just means I like him more. That doesn't mean that LeBron is better than Michael Jordan. And I spewed those stats just now to say one thing. One's not better than the other one. That's basically what we just told you in the statistics. How they're used and what their value is based on the team environments that they've had surrounding them throughout the course of their careers is what makes the difference. You cannot have how many finals has LeBron James lost? Because he's not out there with a tennis racket and a tennis ball. He's not by himself. Neither was Michael Jordan. So we cannot have the finals wins and losses arguments. You cannot have the finals MVPs arguments because there's an argument that can be placed for LeBron James that legitimately he should have been the finals MVP against Golden State the first time they lost instead of Andre Iguodala. But of course you can't get, and so people understand it. The final voting, LeBron James was second in the voting for winning the MVP. He almost was the second person in NBA history to win the finals MVP in a loss. The only other person to do that was Jerry West. So we gotta stop with the comparison and stop comparing the two. You like one or you like the other. It does not mean that one's better than the other one because there are things you could do with Michael Jordan that LeBron James couldn't do, and there are things you could do with LeBron James that Michael Jordan just could not do. And you're going to get a plus and a minus. Here's what I would tell you is if you had both of them on the same team at the same time, you got a team that's about to go 82-0. That's what I believe. I believe if you can get in that hot tub time machine and either take LeBron to the 90s or bring prime LeJordan to the 2000s, I think those two on the same team, you have a team that will never ever lose. They're going to win the regular season 82-0, and then they're going to go in the playoffs 4-4-4. They're not going to lose a game. Yeah. That's how good the two of them are. So if you want me to settle the argument, if you put both of them on the same team, you'll never beat them. I don't even care who else you would say.
And I think in fairness, also you have to look at how each other's games will translate.
Yes.
To the time they play, because of course they're two different eras.
Yes.
And I think if LeBron came in the 80s, he would have been a Magic Johnson type player. But with his athleticism, I think he would have been even more dominant. Now the game, I think some would disagree, but I still think the game was a little more physical as far as what you could do defensively.
No, it was. That's nothing to disagree with there.
Yeah.
It was significantly different.
And I think nowadays the game is more spaced out, letting guys create, which in effect would have been up Jordan's alley. But
absolutely.
I think both games translate. So let's negate that argument because you saw in the 80s where you had a Magic Johnson type, where you had Magic Johnson, LeBron coming in with a Magic Johnson type prowess where a big guy can see over the defense, distribute, can get in the lane, finish, I can distribute the ball, I think he would have been even more dominant. And I think that's why he had so much success early coming in, because he had somewhat of an 80s style complete all
Yes,
around game. He
absolutely.
wasn't a specialist so much. And I think in the transition, that's why his transition was so easy for him in the game. A lot of times we see guys that make that jump that are good at certain things that they do, but they didn't have that all around savvy like LeBron did. So even Kobe's transition took a year or two before he really
Yes.
became the Mamba. LeBron hit with a splash because he could do all those things
Yeah.
and wanted to do all those things. Okay, not to knock anybody else, but Kobe came in. I'm a scorer. I'm a two go. You know what I mean? LeBron was like, you could throw me out there at point, and he played point when he came
Yeah.
in and did very well. So we have to look at that as being fair as well, just to show. And I use that not to heighten the debate, but just to show that even that you can't really use that against one or the other, because I think both were so great at what they did.
Yeah.
They could play in each other's generation. Of course, LeBron, that big, can handle the ball. He could eat up. He was the size of Malone and Parker.
Yeah.
So, that's where I am with it. What say you, Matt?
I mean, I'm in the same place, but I want to bring up something because we watched you sent me a very hilarious video about barbershop arguments between LeBron and Michael and the two dudes who couldn't leave. That is absolutely insanely hilarious. But at the end of that video, there's that one person that goes, "Y'all both forgetting about Kobe." So let me go ahead and explain to you why Kobe Bryant's not in this argument. I'm going to go ahead and do it now. And I love Kobe Bryant's game. Don't get me wrong. This is not a shot at Kobe. But the reason Kobe Bryant is not in this argument is because throughout the course of Kobe Bryant's illustrious 18-year career, he was an MVP once. He won two scoring titles, but he was in 18 All-Star games. He was a 9-time All-Defensive First-Team player. He was a 12-time All-NBA First-Team guy. Here's what Kobe Bryant was not his entire career: the alpha dog. And that's the reason why Kobe Bryant does not make this argument, because during the time for which Kobe won his first three, the alpha dog in LA was who? Shaquille O'Neal. And if you want to argue that, I am going to question your basketball IQ, because Shaquille O'Neal during those years was the most unstoppable force the NBA had seen since who? You brought him up the other day, Free. Say his name one more time.
Wilt
Chamberlain. He was the modern day Wilt Chamberlain. He was absolutely dominant. Nobody could guard him. The only defensive thing you could do against Shaq. So people completely miss how valuable Shaq was to the NBA. It was the answer to Shaquille O'Neal. Matter of fact, let me start this by telling a story. So I go, about a year or two ago, I'm at the YMCA in Apex, and I'm playing, noontime crowd, guys are playing, and, some young kids out there, but I'm a little bit older, but I understand basketball a little more than these kids do. So we're playing, and I'm absolutely inside, outside, all around. I'm killing this kid. And he looks at his homeboy, and he shrugs his shoulders, and his homeboy looked at him. And I'm telling this story for a reason, because it boosts my esteem greatly. His homeboy looked at him and said, "Man, just foul him." And I told that story to say this: that was the only answer the NBA had for Shaquille O'Neal, was just foul him. That's how dominant he was. The only answer you had for him was to foul him, because he was terrible at shooting free throws. It wasn't double team. It wasn't any, because Shaquille O'Neal was a great passer, and that gets underrated a lot. But when the answer is just foul him, don't give me your Kobe Bryant during that time argument was, man, but what about Kobe? No. He was paired with Shaq. And you can't compare pairing Kobe Bryant with Shaquille O'Neal the same as pairing Michael Jordan with Scottie Pippen or anybody else he played with, or LeBron James and anybody else he played with. Nobody else had the pleasure of playing beside anybody else that dominant. Nobody.
Yeah.
Again, if you don't remember this, I suggest you learn what Google is, Google it, and look at Shaquille O'Neal and his statistics through those three. Because the two finals MVPs, I'm sorry, let me take that back. The two finals MVPs that Kobe won were after Shaquille O'Neal had left LA.
Yeah.
He didn't win those while Shaq was there. Shaq is a 3-time finals MVP. All three of them was in the three-peat in LA.
Yeah.
All of them. So please check yourself on this argument. Kobe is in the Hall of Fame. He is very deserving of that. He earned the name the Black Mama. He was a huge studier of the game. I get that. But listen, he's not in the LeBron Jordan argument. And again, he won 5.
I would debate that, but go ahead.
He's not in that argument, and I just told you why. But even with that being said, and I'm looking primarily at the finals MVPs and the regular season MVPs, because Kobe was in the league for 18 years. He only won one. So
no, I got that. Now you put out some good facts. I'm not going to dispute that. I can agree to a point. I still think Kobe's up there. I just with like I'm big on impact on the game as well. But I feel you. I'm gonna let you have that one for now. I can't rebut it. I can't bring anything qualified to the table to rebut that.
Yeah, we're gonna have to pick that rebuttal up next week. But thank y'all for coming in with us.
Yeah.
Because
no doubt.
Right now, if you catching the show at the end, man, it's too late because you can't catch it gone. We'll check you out next week. Make sure you catch us on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, all that good stuff. We'll see you next week, man. Peace.